Celtic Honey with ice.
I got it.
All right, so time marches on.
Yes.
Times are a little bit tough right now, but I'm happy to report the state of the podcast remains strong.
Yes.
That's right. It's time for episode 11 of the Vibecast.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Number 11. A podcast celebrating the band that emanates from the cradle of liberty, the city of brotherly love. Yes, it's time to talk all things Chico's Vibe. I'm John Parkinson. I'm here. I'm your host. I'm here with producer Matt Kelly. Matt, at the recording of this podcast, we're heading into July 2022, and that kind of puts in your head, you know, we got the 4th of July coming up, outdoor music concerts, and
Right.
for me, that oddly enough kind of conjures up that painting, the Revolutionary War painting of the fife and drums. I don't know if you've ever,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
So it's three guys,
Right.
three musicians. They're wounded,
Yeah.
but they're strong, and they're leading the way to freedom and a better world.
That's right, John.
Matt, I think that painting is kind of appropriate because the guys we have with us today, they're the modern day embodiment of that spirit.
Right.
I'm getting emotional over here.
Yes.
They had like the bands around their head with blood coming out.
Pretty soon that'll be
But
you.
you have to. That's actually happened a few times.
You have to update
So
it,
they
like
had-
where one
they-
guy's carrying like a piano, a full-on piano. The other guy's got a guitar, and all these cables, dragging all these cables. And, they have, like,
And the one guy's yelling at the guy with the piano.
Yeah.
The modern day.
the sound guys, the guitarist is going, "Why am I getting
Just
shot at
play
right now? Why am I getting shot
But Matt,
right
as
now?"
you can tell, we have with us the modern day musical sons of liberty leading the charge
Sons of Liberty.
to change the world for the better, one song at a time. Yes, Dennis Chiquino, John Gephardt, and Ed Mount of Chico's Vibe.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, welcome to episode number 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be
Good
here.
intro.
Thank you. And
intro.
at the release of this podcast, we're going to be officially into summer. We release the podcast end of the month,
That's
Oh,
right.
so
right.
June 30th.
Tomorrow's,
Tomorrow will be, so we're
Summer.
recording June
Yes.
20th.
yeah.
So
gotcha.
tomorrow will be the official
Yeah.
summer.
At
But
5:34 a.m., by the way. I saw that on the news.
All right, well,
But our listeners will only know this as a summer podcast.
That's right.
gotcha, because it doesn't come out until July, right? Is that right? July 1st.
That's right, yeah.
So they don't hear
I
it
finally
until the
caught on
future,
to
but
the,
in the future,
Yes.
they will hear it from the
Right.
past.
So you're
Which is
hearing this
happen-
in the future.
You're in the future right now. We're in the past, but right now for us, it's the
All
present.
right, Matt, we'll be able to edit this,
This
right?
is the earliest it went off the rails. Anyway, for us, Chico's Vibe, that means one of several things. One thing is we're embarking on our outdoor summer concert season.
Yes, we are.
Correct.
And over the years we've built up, quite the schedule, I think, of
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
venues and events. But for today's podcast, I wanted to focus on one venue in particular, Rose Tree Park.
Of
Mm-hmm.
course.
So, because I think it's a very special
Yeah.
gig, special venue for us.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been doing
Agreed.
it for many years.
Many years, yeah.
And if we could make that another Netflix episode, Rose Tree Park of Chico's Vibe history,
Oh, yeah.
could be a special. Once it's such a big hit, that'll be the 2-hour special.
Yes.
Chico's Vibe.
sort of like Woodstock or something.
Yes, yeah.
But you're not allowed to do drugs or get up and dance or drink or anything.
I remember when it was
Just
just
like
Rose
Woodstock.
Park. They didn't even have trees.
With no trees. Oh my God!
Didn't have any trees.
Wasn't it? It was Road Seed Park, right? And the only way you could tell was the spray paint was in a circle around where the seed was planted for the tree to appear later.
That's right. You
and
couldn't
a
put
young
a
woman
chair.
guarding it.
Right.
Eventually
Yes.
became.
She was 13. You couldn't put a chair in that circle.
No.
Washington himself cut down a cherry tree over there. He wasn't going to do that on my watch. No siree. Oh, and they were starving at Valley Forge, and I'm not cutting my tree down. It's not happening.
Oh my God!
No love train.
That all kinds.
Okay.
Before we get to that discussion, I thought, since we're coming up on summer, I thought I'd do a few. Well, I said, Gab, let's let's do a lightning round, and Geb calls with Dennis. It's a thunder round. So we're gonna do a Chicos Vibe thunder round about summer. Only three topics though. Then we're gonna wrap things up first with our song from the set list, which this month is "Runaround Sue," that was chosen out of love by Dennis Cicchino.
Oh, right.
And then if we're lucky, we'll close with a special guest, our roving correspondent in Europe, our man in the Vatican, our Vatican emissary, direct from
You gonna use it?
direct from the Holy Commode
Holy commode.
for acoustics.
Oh, jeez.
The trumpet doctor without borders. Dr. Ed Jacobaski will be serenading us with patriotic songs
Oh, beautiful.
from Europe.
From Europe.
I gave him the choice of
From the Vatican?
From
from the Vatican. I gave him the choice of broadcasting from Tony's Toilet and Trumpet Studios or the Vatican, and he
Right.
flew to Europe, didn't he? That's where he's
right.
been for the.
That's right. He's in the papal pooper, right?
That's right.
Yeah, papal pooper.
You know, and luckily, the Pope has his own plane because, like, over 6,000 flights have been canceled.
Right, so Ed can just ride. on
Yeah,
the Pope's
so
plane.
he flew on the papal
It's
plane.
like the Pope Mobile though. It's all glass, like the Wonder Woman airplane.
It's just like
Pope could stand
Wonder Woman. She doesn't know where she parked it because it's completely see
Ed,
through.
I fly you to Rose Street, Ed. Get in.
I know see it because it's invisible, but it's beautiful. Beautiful piece of machinery.
But to start with the thunder round, as we get on this summer, things you think about are barbecues, beaches, music, movies, our outdoor concerts. So I thought I'd focus on the music part and the movies part. Music because it's what you guys do,
Right.
and movies because I think at heart you're all to some degree movie nerds.
Oh,
And we have with us producer Matt Kelly, who is
yes.
the biggest movie nerd I know.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll
As
take
we're
that.
surrounded by.
That's right.
Yes.
But I thought we'd start with, I'll ask you guys, top of your head, like one at a time, what comes to mind when you think of what's your favorite summer song? Like what song makes you think about summer, like right away?
In the
So
summertime when the weather is hot.
Dennis goes first.
But that's not the one. That did
That's,
pop into my
all right,
head.
who
That did pop into my head.
Yeah, who's-
Summertime Blues.
Excellent. Which version?
The Who.
Okay, sorry.
Jeez.
Do you know who did the first one you sang? You know who did that?
Cochran wrote it and sang it, but it can't touch the frickin' Who. Come on.
But the first song you sang, you know.
Yeah, Mungo Jerry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Geb, do you have a
Me
I
and Ge-
do. I have two Beach Boys songs. One Surfer Girl, and the other one is Catch a Wave. That's whenever I hear that, that
They're
just
good tunes, Gab.
reminds me of summer.
Yeah, Beach Boys are
Any
definitely
Beach
summer.
Boys.
Ed Mount? What are you thinking down there?
I also have two. Summer of '69, Bryan Adams
Oh,
comes to my mind, and then School's Out, Alice Cooper.
Oh, that's a great choice.
Oh, God. We never mentioned Alice Cooper here. That's good, Ed.
That's the
I'm
first
glad you-
Alice Cooper reference.
Just
I'm
that
glad
whole-
you brought him in.
Dennis, like I say, I'm a little disappointed you didn't pick what I thought was your favorite summer song. Kid Rock's All Summer Long.
Oh, I forgot about that, Gab.
You got to give the guy credit. He
Oh,
stole
my God.
He
two
stole
songs,
two songs.
put them together, and made millions. Yeah.
Millions.
I got to tell you, that song, and I hated that song. We had to learn it for a wedding, I guess. I mean, why would we learn it? And the other two songs I hate the most, that song, and we had to do one time
Dennis's hate-o-meter.
ride a save a horse, ride a cowboy, something like that. Oh my God!
Hey, I thought 96 degrees in the shade. I thought you might pick
96
that.
degrees in the shade.
It's kind
real hot.
I love singing
In
that.
the
I'm doing that at Rose Tree on Sunday.
Forgot about that song.
But there's a lot. I mean, when you think of, I was trying to research, okay, summer songs, what will these guys come up with? There's just a ton of summer songs. It's probably second in category to Christmas songs, I think. But I got a whole list of summer songs
right.
that I'm not going to read.
Now let's hear some.
Ah,
Let's do the up or down.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Saturday in the Park.
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I think it was the
Good one.
4th
4th of July.
Yeah. Heat Wave. I don't know if that's a summer song. Under the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
Summertime. and the living is easy.
Summertime. And that one?
Yeah. And then there's Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Oh, God almighty.
Wait, what would Summertime? What show is that from?
Porgy and
Porgy
Bess.
and Bess.
Okay.
That's going to be what we're doing. We're going to do a Porgy and Bess staging at Rose Tree
At
Park
Rose
this
Tree.
year.
Yeah.
With all the scenes in between
Yes.
each song too.
Tony's going to sing.
Tony could be Porgy.
Yeah.
There's Vacation by the Go-Go's too. That's a good song.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
yeah.
Vacation not to get away.
Hot Summer in the City by Love and Spoonful.
Yeah.
Hot Fun in the Summertime by Sly and the Family Stone.
I love that song.
Summer Breeze, Seals and Crofts.
Summer Wind, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Summer Nights from Greece.
Oh.
The list goes on and on. So
Yeah.
that's the summer song segment. So the
Yeah.
second question I had, it's not music related, it's the movie
Okay.
question, but favorite summer movie. So it could be, like, I'm thinking I know what Ed's going to guess, but it's not a summer movie. It's a movie that came out in the summer. So it's like a summer blockbuster.
Ah.
So, but I'm not going to start with Ed, though. I'm going to start with Matt Kelly back there to see, because Matt's list could be anywhere. It could be modern. It could be.
Yeah.
See, I am thinking of movies specifically that take place in the summer.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
So the first one that came to my mind, honestly, is a bit of a deep cut.
You feel like the record scratch.
Yep. one crazy summer with John Cusack and Curtis Armstrong and
And,
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Right, and Demi Moore.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of her first movies too. Yeah.
That was
That's
a funny
awesome.
movie. I remember that movie.
What else? Give me
All right. So a couple other Summer School. I'm going to stick with movies that have summer
Is
in
that
the
Mark,
title for a little
Mark
bit.
Harmon in that?
That is the Mark Harmon one.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I mean, the king of summer movies, Jaws.
Jaws.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Jaws is
true.
top of my list.
That's the one I would like to say.
Ed Mal, what do you got?
What I remember seeing in the summer having a big impact was the original Ghostbusters.
Oh,
That came, and I saw that at like when there used to be movie theaters on the boardwalk in Wildwood, and the place just going crazy for that movie.
Awesome.
And going into it not knowing anything about what it was, who was in it, and just being completely surprised. Like
Wait, what movie, Ed?
Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Like, you know how you know what a movie
it's a
is?
summer blockbuster.
I
it
see what you're
came out in the summer. I think
Yeah.
it was 84. But you know what a movie is like 6 months before it comes out now, and the
Right.
posters. And that was like going into it, not knowing what
yes.
it was, and coming out and being like, let's see that again. Oh, my God.
Right, gotcha.
And it would spill you out onto the boardwalk at nighttime with all the
that's
lights
really
on.
cool.
So-
Yeah, and
so you
that,
see
that
this,
brings the summer element.
yeah,
in,
as a kid, you see this like awesome movie, and then you go out, and then there's all the rides, and you know, and then you get
very
hit by a
cool.
tram car. Watch the tram.
No, back then it was.
Watch the tram car, please.
Yeah. You couldn't hardly understand it.
Each one had an album like under the hood, like
Yeah.
watch the train, watch the train.
Kev, what do you got?
I have two. My one that just totally, anytime I see it, it just puts me in that summer mood is The Sandlot.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
a great. Yeah.
And then off of that, another one that, I mean, these are two baseball movies, but Field of Dreams is another one.
Yeah, that's another really good.
So.
Chico.
Yeah, that's
If you
good.
build
Kev.
it, they will.
Well,
come.
I was going to add in Jaws.
Jaws,
but
yeah,
Matt,
me too.
Matt already took it, but I'm going like I'm old school, so I'm going with Mutiny on the Bounty,
Wow.
Ooh.
the one with Brando and Trevor Howard, and of course I got to go with like an Annette movie or whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Beach Blanket Bingo or Where the Boys Are. One of them.
I thought you might go with American Graffiti because
Nah,
that's
I'm not even.
or
It's not even in my scope. No, it's no.
Stand by Me. You're too old for that.
Grease.
What are you guys putting them in my head? No way.
Yes. Dennis is in the theater.
West
No,
Side
Pig
Story.
High
It's
Noon.
automatic. Yeah. You ever see the movie? It's going really old school. It's called Rear Window. It's a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah.
But it's all Jimmy Stewart. And
Yeah.
Yeah, he sits by the
window.
window the whole time. Yeah.
Is it
Once you
Princess
see a
Grace in
murder
that?
across
too?
the-
Yes, he thinks he sees a murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace
Oh,
Kelly.
yeah.
Yeah. But
And Raymond Burr was in it too.
But
When
Well, who's the girl? Who's the woman?
Grace Kelly.
Yeah, Grace
She
Kelly.
was beautiful.
when he said Mutiny on the Bounty, all I thought in my head was, it was the strawberries. I told him it was the
Oh, that's
strawberries.
the Cane Mutiny, which is another good one.
All that popped in my head.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Bogart, yeah, he had the ball bearings.
Strawberries. I took the strawberries.
All right. So the last question: if you could travel back in time, what famous summer outdoor concert would you go to? Would you pick? So the three popped to mind for me were the Monterey Pop Festival, which was '67, Woodstock, which was '69, or Live Aid, '85. But you guys could add to that. Well, I was going to throw an Altamont, but that was actually in like November or December. So
Was Altamont where the Hells Angels killed
the guy. Yeah.
Jeez. Smart move by the Stones hiring the
Hells Angels for security.
Security, yeah. Beautiful. Well, I got to go with Woodstock.
Stock.
Yeah, that was my thought too. Yeah, that
But,
just
you
would
know,
have been
for-
unreal.
Anybody that was there, they said, well,
That's
First of
that's
all-
the challenge. Yeah.
yeah. Anybody that was there, and so many more people over the years told me they were there that really weren't there.
yeah.
You know, but they said it was misery.
Yeah.
It was raining and muddy, and they didn't have anything to eat, and they were tripping on the bad acid and all that stuff. But those bands, man, you know,
Yeah, when you think about it now, if you could go back in time,
Yes.
it would just
With
be
clear skies.
unreal. Yeah, right. Tell the guy, look, just hold it next weekend. Yeah, this weekend is bad.
what we have in mind is
Ed Mount,
I-
the younger of us.
Yeah, Live Aid.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I had it had
was
all
that
the-
in Philadelphia?
Yes, it was.
it was like
Well, it was-
simulcast too.
it was both.
Philadelphia
yeah.
and London. Yeah.
And
because
London,
Queen
yeah.
was they were in
Wembley.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, but I mean, it had Zeppelin came back together, the surviving members of that.
Yeah.
What year was that?
85.
85, yeah. And then
Did
it had
somebody
all the acts that I
Phil Collins flew on the Concorde
He
from
did
London
both,
to Philadelphia.
right?
Yeah.
I thought he did both.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
and since that sound is slower, we didn't hear his concert until he left. It wasn't until he
It
got
was
to the
amazing.
airport. Yeah, so you're just watching the guy the whole time.
Yeah, he got here before the end of his fill in Air Tonight.
It was great.
in the Air Tonight.
Yeah, the Concorde goes faster than the speed of light, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it
Speed
is?
of sound.
Speed of
Well, then
light,
you
he
wouldn't,
co-
you
he
wouldn't
co-
get there ahead of time, though. Just sound.
They get there for Live Aid 2085.
Oh, my God.
Why's everyone aged? Well, I'm still the same age.
My Live Aid story, the closest I got was
The cars can fly.
a friend of mine was going to Drexel at the time, and there was a rumor that the Pretenders were going to, they hadn't been together for a while, so they were going to rehearse at the Chestnut Cabaret that night. So we went down and just sat by the front of the stage, and they showed up and did a Pretenders concert the night before Live Aid. So that was kind of neat
Just
story.
a rehearsal.
Yeah.
So how many people were in the audience for
Oh,
that?
by the time it got packed because
Yeah,
word got
yeah.
out. And it was weird. So now I'm thinking, at the internet age, how could word possibly have gotten out?
Yeah, right.
But it got out, you know. Hey, Matt Kelly.
Hey.
So what summer concerts don't we old people know about that you would?
I mean, the biggest one, honestly, you guys were talking about Woodstock, and I assume correctly that you're talking about '69.
Yeah.
But
oh my God! Take a dagger to
but-
my
Yeah. Jeez.
but I mean, to
Not the
me-
one that was on fire.
No, not '99. But I think Woodstock '94 was probably for a kid of the '90s like the ultimate lineup. But I'm actually sitting here looking at the list of not the bands who played Woodstock in 1969, which is shockingly less and less artists that I actually know. I'm kind of surprised.
Get out of here.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like, well, the first night was all just solo performers. It was all like an all acoustic
Johnny-
night. So you had like Shankar played and stuff like that. But then you had obviously
Sebastian.
yeah, he played the Friday night. But you had Country Joe McDonald. But I'm looking at the list of who declined or didn't get to play at the
Joey.
first Woodstock. The Beatles were in talks to play at Woodstock, but their only conceit was that the Plastic Ono Band had to play as well. So the promoter said,
almighty.
never mind, and just declined.
Dennis loves Yoko.
Yeah,
so-
Chicago was supposed to play, but Chicago had worked with concert promoter Billy Graham, who decided to book them on a show the same day as Woodstock elsewhere.
Oh, wow.
Because he was the manager for Santana, so he got Chicago off the bill so he could slide Santana into this.
That was great because Santana was phenomenal there.
Woodstock.
Yeah.
I feel like the one that everyone's. I think Grateful Dead is the one that said that they were really disappointed with their performance at Woodstock.
Yeah, they didn't make the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
They by their request, they're like, please take our set out.
But then I don't know if there's a Joni Mitchell.
Joni
story.
Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell's in there.
Same
Her
deal. She was
her agent
booked
talked
on-
her out not
What,
doing
like
it.
on Merv Griffin or
Dick
something?
Cavett, yeah.
Cavett. Dick
And the funny
Cavett.
thing is, she was on the Dick Cavett show that night, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash
And she
performed.
met them at the show, Dick Cavett show. They were at Woodstock,
Yeah.
and they met her, so
So-
she could have.
And they were
So
great.
here's a quick trivia question for you before we get off this topic. So the final night, the headliner Jimi Hendrix. Who was the group right before Jimi Hendrix?
Sha-na-na.
Blew my mind when I just saw it.
It totally seemed out of place to me.
Yes, doesn't make any
They
sense.
came running on stage.
They were bopping around like idiots. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you had all these like heavy bands, and then who?
Sha-na-na.
I didn't even know who they were at the time. I think they came on after like
They should do
Jefferson
that with. They should do that with us, like some college punk band competition, and we come on like the third band on after like two, like, and we come out Saturday in a park. People are like, what the hell?
So that was close to a lightning round. It was a thunder
Yeah,
round.
yeah.
It was, but so what I thought we'd do is
I thought it was a thunder round.
it was a thunder. Okay, we're gonna call it a thunder.
Yeah,
round.
lightning round's cliche. We're
We're
thunder round.
Chico's thunder.
There you go.
But we had people at Live Aid traveling at the speed of light, so they still haven't landed yet.
That's right.
They're in another galaxy.
You could
now.
say Chicago didn't make it, but maybe they're on their way. Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to Chico's vibe
Yes.
and summer concert season.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to focus on was our history at Rose Tree Park. So if you run through the time frame we've done it and all the different things we've attempted there, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because I started to write and then the list just came. Oh, we did that. The earliest, you guys would know better than me, but the earliest I can document that we started to play at Rose Tree Park, and this was based on I went on Delaware County Daily Times and just searched Chico's vibe.
Okay.
And 2004 was the first documentation
Wait,
of
what
us.
was our first year as Chico's Vibe?
2001.
I think that's when it was because we had Bill Beam at the time as our manager. Remember the video he took at Whitford, jumped all over the place and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember he said, "You guys ever play Rose Tree?" And I was like, "Nah, man, what is Rose Tree?" I didn't even know what the heck it was. It was either that year or the next, but we only hung on to him for a little while. You know, our first Rose Tree gig, Gallagher didn't make it. Tony D played the first
Rose Tree, really?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were calling him the
from
Italian
Yeah, something I said
connection or
from
something.
like Naples, Italy.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name.
That's
that he
right.
couldn't speak English. That's pretty cool. I mean, so at some point in the course of our Rose Tree history, we started to make an event of it. I think what happened was our performances went really well there, and then I think Rose Tree started to recognize that. At some point, it eventually got foiled by our schedule then, sure, but at some point they started to put us as the last act for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we started to embrace that and do shtick like you wouldn't believe.
The first one was Rocky. It was Gebby's idea.
Oh, wow.
Right.
He said, "What? You got a robe like
You came in. I forgot all about
From
that.
all the way
from
the top.
Okay.
I had like a white robe I put on with Kid Shalene on the back of it. It came like popping down.
Right, 'cause
as
of the
these
Daddy
guys
Diary.
are playing the Rocky
Oh, my
theme.
God. I forgot. Yeah.
That
It
was the
Kid
first.
Shalene's Corner.
So when
Big
did
Daddy Diary.
so there a couple things I couldn't document. There was a Star Wars year where Guy Campo
Yes.
dressed
And
as Darth Vader.
And,
He was
yes,
an awesome Vader.
And Sue Mount.
And
Yes,
She
Sue was
was
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
yeah.
do you know what year that was?
We had a video.
Maybe 2007.
Okay, yeah,
maybe around there.
That works with
Yeah.
my time frame.
And there was a video that was on YouTube, but it's not anymore, I don't think, of us doing that.
Oh, with
'Cause
Matt.
we were playing Maynard Ferguson's version of this theme from Star Wars.
Yes.
Was that the same time? This is the one memory I have of Rose Tree, which is that.
What do you mean? What do you mean one memory?
Well, no,
Yeah.
the one that comes to the top of my mind.
Yeah.
Actually involves Matt, and it was that you guys had, like you said, you had started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think Matt gave this big speech.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
We didn't get into the music.
That
that's
was
the one.
Gimmicks.
That
It
was
into
that
the
one.
music.
Oh,
Is that
that's right.
It was
Yeah,
that
the
year.
Sign came down. It was
Yes.
about the music, not the gimmick.
That was it. That
was that year.
That was the Princess Leia and Darth Vader.
Dancing to the song.
Because
He's like, it's all about the music, folks. For me, it's not the shtick. And I'm behind it like I'm pretending we're doing Thriller or something. No. No, man. It's not about the shtick. And he starts playing it, and then you guys came out, or Campo came out as Darth Vader.
But I always remember Matt saying something, and he said something about Krista, his wife. And he said, "Isn't that right, Krista?" Crickets, nothing. And he was like, exactly. Or something like it was perfect. Whatever it was.
Oh, that is awesome.
Well, there's another year we had Cheryl Lynn was dressed up as a heart.
Right.
And it
Oh,
was the
yeah.
heart-
Oh, I
we-
forgot about
We
that.
open with the heart of rock and roll.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's just going boom, 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 boom. And she starts walking through the crowd. And then I had DeFebo and his wife dressed up as a doctor and a nurse with a stethoscope chasing her. Chasing the
right?
I
heart.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
DeFebo.
Mike
DeFebo
DeFebo.
was
we had Pacropis
Yeah,
out
we
there
got
one year with
so
the
the
stethoscope.
the Procropis year. So Procropis brought his photographer friend,
Right.
I remember DeFebo chasing her with the stethoscope.
but then he also brought Lou Tilley.
Yes.
That was another classic year where Lou Tilley just
who
came on.
sang into a trumpet mic.
He just decided. Yeah, he just decided. I'm getting
Lou
up on
Tilley brought his
stage now.
family up on stage.
Yeah.
but
That's
there,
when the woman's head exploded.
there was a year where we did Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
I still have that chart.
With our dancer that Matt Gallagher hated, right?
Well, did we have a couple?
The high.
We had a
kick-
couple dancing.
Yeah, get up and dance on the floor.
But then the one year went out of control. The hula hoop girl.
Well, wait.
Oh,
what
yeah.
year was the hula hoop girl?
She
That
was the
come on,
same-
that's classic.
It was
You know
the
what?
same one. That was the same year as I think
might be
having
able to
Daniel.
We had
find
the
it
wheel.
because I have the video of us doing the Thriller dance. That's the year we did the Thriller dance.
Oh, the hula hoop girl was the
Yes,
Thriller.
because
This was like
she's
a bonus
she's
year.
off to the right hand side because when
Yeah.
we kick back in,
She's still doing the hula hoop?
yes, when we kick back in to dance to the music, everybody scatters off the stage and she's standing on the side.
She just stood there the whole time.
Isn't
So- wait,
isn't that where Gallagher turned to you and said, it's a goddamn circus? Something like that.
So people who are listening know the hula hoop girl. I wish we knew who she was because she looms large in this.
You know,
legend.
what did
we
we
were
see?
at a gig before
we
Rose
were up
Tree.
at
was a-
Fagleyville. Fagle.
That's where it was?
It was Lineville Park.
Lineville
yeah.
Park.
And there might have
And
been
she
a-
was
Township
walking
there.
around the crowd and letting little kids try it and all that.
Yeah, but she was great hula hoop, and she
thought
might
that,
she,
she was going to do that at Rose
she
Tree.
might have been very attractive too.
Yeah,
Right?
she was.
I don't remember that.
So we're like, why don't you come to Rose Tree with a hula hoop? So she did. Came up on stage and didn't stop the whole night. Even doing
Stood
slow
there-
songs. I think
Yeah.
somebody had to tell her.
Stood there over in Gabby's section and just did the hula hoop.
and we were selling T-shirts, and it was this madness.
Speaking of T-shirts, for several years we did the T-shirt slingshot.
The booth.
So we,
Yes,
we would shoot.
yes.
We would shoot.
Oh, yeah, right,
T-shirts
right.
into the.
I still have that too.
Excellent. We can still do it. I
A
don't know what T-shirts
slingshot.
we'd shoot, but
You know who was good at the slingshot, I remember? Cheryl. She could
Boom,
get it
it
almost
flew.
up to the top row.
then we did a year with the wheel. You said we didn't. We have a
was the
wheel.
same-
We
That was
split.
the same year.
It was
that,
the circus year.
That was the circus.
hula hoop wheel.
I
We
read-
spun the wheel for a song, right? People.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how that worked out. I forget how
It wasn't as successful as I envisioned.
And then you had the Tux, and you did
Yes.
Minnie the Moocher.
Minnie the
Oh,
Moocher.
yeah.
my God.
Was that the
And
same year?
I have
'Cause
that
we
recording
did-
as well.
We did the wedding,
McFadden's
the McFadden wedding,
the day before.
and we didn't have to return the Tux yet.
Yeah,
So
Karen McFadden, the bride's mom,
wanted a bond.
wanted us to wear white
Oh, no.
tuxedo
Yes.
jackets.
because
Yes.
Oh, geez, yes.
she wanted us to look like Bogart from what's the movie?
Casablanca.
Casablanca.
And,
yeah,
you know, she paid for him and the whole deal. And then I said, well, I'm going to do Minnie the Moocher. I'll keep this white I'll keep this tux. I went out in the crowd, kissed her dad on the head. And, I'm sorry, Monica. She was sitting next to somebody, I forget, one of the girls that always came see us. And I'm walking through the crowd now with the mic, and I'm singing, and she leans over to Allison. He's going to come over and ask you to get engaged. I didn't know this until after the fact.
Yeah.
You know? I would have said,
He come over. Yo, can you get me a hot dog? Give it to me at intermission.
And then he vomits. Just like that vomits.
did you bring those sandwiches?
There was a year where it was your idea, or I wore, well, they weren't leather, they were pleather pants.
Oh, yeah, right.
Pleather pants and like an 80s shirt and a blonde wig and sang "Living
Weren't
on a
you,
Prayer."
You were the.
what was his name?
Yeah, he was related to
Joby.
It was Von Parkinson. Jovi Bon Parkinson.
Yeah,
or something.
Joby Von Parkinson.
Yeah.
So then if you move forward, I don't have 2009, 2010, but 2011 was the first year we did Golden Slumbers. That was like a big
Went over great
point
too.
for us, yeah. Yeah, well, it went over great, and then people just constantly requested it.
Yeah.
But,
Then because of someone getting a schedule bump on the Preston and Steve show at the Camp Out for
we were
Hunger,
able to play it
we
on
were
the
able to
air,
play it in
right.
its entirety on the air,
Yes!
and my phone lit up after that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
I mean, there's the YouTube video. Because he
Yeah.
let us play it the second year because of how
Yeah,
good the
yeah.
1 year went. And we played it on air, and there's a YouTube video of
Yeah.
us. Yeah, then some other things we came up with. Do you remember, there was a year we had Yadish playing 25 or 6 to 4,
Yes.
and we had his amp catch on
Yeah,
fire.
We got a fog machine.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and the Oakmont Fire Company came
We
up
had
and
two
put
of
it
the
out.
Oakmont firemen come in to
Yeah.
put it out.
They were supposed to.
Paul
to turn to the
Mariani's right in
crowd.
the front,
Yeah.
and he didn't know it was a gag, and he's looking at me. Come on. I got firemen, Paul. In.
I got firemen.
Yeah, he
Paul.
thought the amp was actually turning fire, getting on fire.
Then what year did the Love Train ankle breaks happen?
It was like 2 years in a row, right?
Yes.
So yeah, because
And
that
then-
was part of the discussion.
It got banned.
There will
from-
be no more of this going out into the audience and hurting people.
Did she say that exactly?
Well, she made it sound
I mean,
like
in her
you know,
defense, I did see Ed walk by. Someone went,
I'm
broke
trying
their
to do
leg.
a Love Train.
yeah.
You know, that very first year, and I know I told you guys this story, but probably nobody out there knows it. The very first year, we don't know what's going on. You know, we go up there and we're setting up, and she comes walking up on the stage, and she starts, I'm Nancy, and I'm like the moderator, and she's telling me what the rules are, and then she said, "Now, do you play dance music?" And I'm thinking like she wants me to say, "Yeah," It sounded the way she worded the question. I said, "Oh yeah, all our stuff you can dance to because there's no dancing."
Well, there was a bunch of years in a row where kids
We
would
brought 'em
come
up.
up on stage for
Oh.
the last song, and it was a beautiful thing.
Yes.
it
Oh, yeah.
it really made
Yes.
me feel good.
Absolutely.
And then Nancy ruined it for us.
She finally squashed it to death.
I do remember when we would do scenes,
Yeah.
and Jerose would go in the back and get the 10, 12-foot,
ladder.
Oh, yeah.
not an extension
Right.
ladder, but the
Yeah,
the
right.
A-frame ladder. And stand up on the ladder and conduct.
And conduct. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Then there was a year where we did Brian Farr's Chico's
Oh,
Vibe
that was good.
percussion.
Right.
Remember
with
we
the
got
glow sticks.
we got lighted drumsticks.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. And we did that a couple years in a
Should
row.
bring that back.
People loved it. Yeah.
We did it at
We did it. Yeah,
Wilson
we did it somewhere
Farm
else.
Park.
Did
Yeah.
we do it there? Yeah, I think we did.
I think we've done it 3 times.
It was really, that was, I mean, I was out there watching every time. Totally cool.
Yeah.
And we had Campo introduce us as Howard Stern.
Stern, yes. Yeah.
He
that was,
looked just like
he
him.
did. It was kind of freaky.
The show is called Delco Maybe Has a Little Bit of Talent. That was the show. Yeah.
Right.
And then there was a year where we all played different instruments. We played When the Saints Go Marching In.
Right.
And Brian Farr played a mean clarinet.
Yeah.
I was really like, whoa. He's like,
Did Yadish play accordion? I played banjo
Okay.
because I remember I had my dad's banjo, so I
Yeah.
played banjo on it. But I can't remember what Yadish played.
you had the sousaphone,
I played
right?
sousaphone, yeah.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate because we rehearsed, and I thought we sounded really good rehearsing, and I enjoyed playing the sousaphone. But then after an hour of playing trombone, I pick up the sousaphone, here I go, and like,
This wasn't enough lip.
yeah, the lips were like, wow, where am I?
Oh, man.
Rose Tree's been good to us.
It
Yeah.
has. It keeps going, Dennis.
That keeps going.
It keeps going. 2017, on the dark side, the horn section came out as the Stormtroopers, and Ed Mount again was Darth Vader.
Well, Campo was the first time. He was a much taller Vader than I was.
But he wasn't playing saxophone, Ed Mount.
I was Vader after they dropped the anvil on his head. The short, yes.
One thing I always think's kind of fun and unique about Rose Tree is the backstage. So we have, for people who don't know, there's a backstage area for the band.
Right.
Nice air conditioned.
Yeah, it feels nice. Feels a little bit
now
special.
everybody
and
knows
people
about
are
it.
constantly coming.
We're going to have to get security.
But all kinds of nutty things go on there, including people coming in thinking it's the bathroom. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll see people like sort of follow me in, and like I'll get in the room and go hide around the corner. Gabby, get them, tell them to go away. Get them away. Tell
See
them
how
I'm
it's
not
always me, folks? I'm always the one that has to.
here. Tell them I'm not here.
And then somehow we always try to do introductions of the band at Rose Tree, and it never works.
Yeah. Right. And
I won't say whose fault it is. But
it's always that thing too where I'm like, you got it. When this happens, you do
Yeah.
this. Yeah, got it. Then the
Well,
thing
and
happens.
we're all waiting backstage.
Yeah.
Wait for the cue.
Wait,
And then-
Well, that happened on the Heart of Rock and Roll one.
Did we have Innes playing on something?
yes, Innes.
He
I
was-
got Innes written down. He played.
harmonicas.
The good thing was nobody else in the band knew about it except you, Chico.
Me
Gabby.
and him.
Oh, you knew.
Yeah, he was supposed to play in
Yeah.
the beginning,
And he didn't. She
did-
talked and
Yeah.
talked and talked.
and then he just sat there.
Yeah. He was sitting there behind her as she made her like 15-minute speech about the rules.
Yeah.
Don't walk across the orange line.
Well, the intro to the show is like a vacuum of power, because you see like the lights go up and people are like, yeah, and then she comes out and
I get sucked
band
right out.
Sucked all
this
the-
band
that
was
vacuum
and you're just like, oh, it's so anticlimactic. It's like
Really is.
She's never going to listen to this podcast, but it's amazing how many people come up to me, is like, is that mean lady still here? Because so many people say it.
well, for comedic timing, like the assistant came up and yelled at all these kids to run from the stage.
Oh, the assistant's even
yeah.
meaner.
Yeah.
So as she had her back turned to me,
Yeah, you.
I went.
Oh, yeah.
I made the face behind her, and the crowd like started laughing and everything. She didn't see it, but the older woman told her about it.
Oh, no.
And I see her. It's the end of the night. Like I'm talking to Gabby. Blah blah blah. I'm saying goodbye to my parents, and I could see her just pacing back and forth, back and forth. And then she starts to walk up towards the stage, and I turn, and it was Brian Farr's dad is talking to me. And he's like, oh, it was a great show, and you guys, and I see her in my peripheral vision just standing there. Just standing there. And everybody's hugging me with great show. Blah, blah. And then she walks over. I know what you did. I know that you undermined my authority when I had my back turned to you. Wow. I know what you did.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she punch you like
And-
in the?
oh. She throat punched me. I was
Shit,
like,
breast, shit, breast
Yeah.
knuckles.
yeah.
She turned Darth Vader on him. She held him with her fingers like this. And it was,
And luckily, that was back in the days of Clint and Mike. So Mike breathed on her, and her face melted.
it melted.
Yeah, you know the Ender Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, it's beautiful. It's like you know.
Mike made the podcast.
But it could have been.
Yes, Mike. We haven't done Mike on the
haven't
podcast.
done it on a
Yo,
podcast.
you let my friend.
Oh, wait, can
he
you
goes,
do?
You let my
Can you
friend
explain
Ed
to
alone."
people the Mike?
Does that mean? Well, maybe we shouldn't say the name.
Mike may not be
I
alive.
don't know his
so
last name.
I don't know either.
don't know.
But all I have
He
to
was
say
just
is
Mike, assistant sound guy.
Yeah.
That's what we call
Can,
him.
a guy that
can
looked.
you guys explain Mike, the sound guy,
Yeah, well, he had rotted teeth.
and who had nothing to do with Roastery other than melting the Roastery lady?
I don't know if he was ever at Roche.
No.
That was
I
just
don't
for
think he was
comedic
over there.
relief. But he would walk up to you, and he looked like the character, the big monster in the Bugs Bunny.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. The big orange guy.
Just the
yes.
big hands, and he's all shoulders. A guy walks up to you, and you expect him to sound like, "What do you want me to
Yeah,
fucking
right,
say?"
right.
And he comes up and, "Yo, man, saxophone, man."
He talks like Bill Murray in Caddyshack.
Yes.
Exactly.
You gonna put that in there?
I thought he was joking the first
That's
time he
what I
started
used
talking to me.
I used to do that. I used to go, it's just a sound guy here it goes to, he's going to plug in the monitor. It's in the hole.
But he came over. You guys having feedback? And the smell, just the rot.
It was like,
And I remember I turned and looked like, what is that? And I'm like, God, it's coming from that man.
asked you.
It's coming from. I said it out loud. What is that? Because there's a lot of smells that happen throughout the part of the night. Sometimes.
But his teeth were rotting,
Yeah.
which was the smell.
yeah,
And Mike's classic moment was,
You got to tell him about the T-shirt.
immigrant song.
oh no,
Oh, yeah.
I was going to talk about the T-shirt.
Oh, God. Oh,
No, you can talk about the
that
T-shirt.
was definitely the classic moment.
Yeah.
I'm
might
not going
get
to say
bleeped.
what it said.
Okay, forget it.
But then you're like, can you wear a tie? You put a tie on, would that kill
Yeah.
you? And he had one Daffy Duck tie,
Yeah.
and he wore that to everything.
Well, he brought it. I remember he brought it the first time. Had no idea how to tie it, and he goes, "Chico, you know how to operate this thing, don't you?" I said, "Give me the tie."
First, you're like, wait, hold on. He put the gas mask on.
But it was a nice father-son moment when he did that. But I just remember.
Mike started to well up a
He
little
did.
bit.
He started crying. Thanks.
Like when the blind guy's nice to Frankenstein, he's like, firebrand.
But I always remember, just so everybody knows, there was a sound tech that we had. Like I said, we won't say names.
Yeah, well,
And sometimes he would send
Yeah.
this guy, Mike. I just remember one particular gig. I said, hey, Mike's not with you. He goes, no, he's DJing. He's DJing
yeah,
at
St. Joe Prep.
St. Joe's Prep. And all I could think in my head was like, here's another great hit here.
Wearing that
Victim
that
mode.
shirt, my bleep smells like chapstick. Right?
Yeah.
It smells like your chapstick.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you're
the whole time. Yeah, you did that.
There's a hit now from 1933.
I believe they call it dubstep now.
There's a Victim Mode hit. And I couldn't believe it. Like he said he was a DJ.
Oh, it was so funny.
But you have to say that you said, I don't want him on any more gigs.
And he sent him.
And the
Sent
very
him.
next gig.
And that's the one
he
that
said-
was up
and that's where Dominic was like
Yeah.
with a
Yes.
blowtorch with his head in the amplifier.
in the air.
In the end.
Yeah.
Because we had
Literally
Mike.
30 seconds before we had to start.
We had Mike and some guy we never had before. We
Yeah,
didn't even
yeah.
know who he was.
Right.
Yeah, and we had the one light that was just dangling.
That was the
blue
only light that worked.
One blue light.
Because I'm playing cocktails with Yadish, and then you came out and you went like this. And then Yadish
Yeah,
looks
because
over
we
at
had
me, yeah.
no sound.
No, it had no sound.
And all of a
God,
sudden
like
it was
we had
like
Dominic.
you would be like you hear like because Dom was in the back and it was like it would start to
He had
come
his
on and we're
head
like yeah.
In the friggin' amp rack.
He was like Scotty saving the Enterprise. Like with
Yes,
all this
he
stuff, he's got
was.
his head in the reactor.
That's a great analogy.
Oh, it was funny. Yeah.
we need to work
That was Clint's last gig.
Yeah.
We fired
It
him the
was.
next day and got Vahan,
Vahan,
who I used to
Barbarian.
love
Barbarian.
at, what was a place I used to play?
Cabanas.
We still love
was
him.
it called?
Cabanas.
In
No,
you know.
no, no, no.
Oh, yeah, these
well,
guys-
Cabanas, yeah. But he used to be the house guy at that bar in Westchester.
Oh,
Alibis, maybe.
Yeah. Alibis.
Yeah.
And
my-
my daddy band used to play there, and I
Yeah.
love them. I thought
You
he
got to
was
say
great.
what he did at Cabanas, though. It was
Oh,
Yadish.
Yadish.
Yadish did the solo, the 25 or 64. Like, it was awesome. Place was going nuts. And Vaughn walks right up to the stage. It was the last song before break, and Yadish just has this face like, oh, everybody gave, gave him and he goes, yo, that solo was awesome, but it sounded like shit.
Yeah, 'cause it sounded like bees in a jar.
That's it.
He's also responsible for the greatest feedback moment of all time.
Oh, God.
Valley Forge military.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
my
God.
God.
Have we haven't talked about that yet?
Because
Hey,
I
I
don't-
don't think we have.
I don't think so.
No, we got our
that's a good one.
our band archivist says we have not. Our podcast archivist says we have not talked about this yet.
Yeah, me and Gabby were up there playing during dinner.
Military
You guys were all
Academy.
Valley
down,
Forge Military
Yeah.
Academy. Yeah,
And all of a sudden, it's just
it was the greatest thing.
Just
where the
continuous.
fire's coming from. I'm going, Gabby, pull the plug. Gabby
Oh, you
had to
were-
dive over his rack, pull the fucking plug out of the wall. It went on for like 30 seconds.
But
Yeah.
then somebody, were you there?
No,
'Cause
I wasn't because I think you were. Did
Yeah,
you
so
say
Clint's
you were
downstairs
Clint?
with us, and he
Yeah.
goes, woo, and he just jumps over his chair. His chair goes down. He goes running up the steps, and you hear, because he nails a busboy with plates on the way up.
Did you hear him go like, sorry? Or something like that.
Oh, man.
But what had happened was a girl knocked the microphone
and it
into
fell
the
into
funnel.
the
Like it
speaker.
fell
Yeah.
direct.
Didn't know it, yeah.
So you guys didn't know where it was coming
No.
from.
I had no idea. And me and Gabby are hollering at each other.
And you ever see that movie Scanners? Like the people's heads were like,
But it was the greatest because we're like, even though we ain't got money, I'm so.
see people's bones.
exactly what it was.
People's bones fracturing on the dance floor.
Oh my god.
Slow motion. Everyone was
We're literally, me and him are like yelling at each other.
No, just a minute. Turn the guitar down. I'm my guitar. I unplugged it. Hollering in I
Don't
go,
say it. It's the mic.
Unplug
It's the
it.
mic.
He had-
It's not the mic.
he had to dive over his amp rack
To pull the, I
to
had-
the wall and pull the plug out. I wish we had a friggin' video of that.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh hell, we got awful.
Is this still the
Oh, I
lightning
know, it
round?
was Mike melting the face of Rose Tree Park Lane.
Oh yeah.
With his,
Time isn't always linear.
but that's good timing because we still love Rose Tree Park, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not as fun, not nearly as fun as it was
Before
for us
more
and
rules
for the crowd.
were-
I mean, just because of the rules.
Right.
And I think Wilson Farm Park, we'll put in a plug for that. Rose Tree Park and Wilson Farm Park.
Yeah.
Wilson Farm Park has sort of become the more fun
Yeah.
venue
Yeah, they
to
let
come
us do whatever
to
we
come
want.
see us. Yeah, we have a blast. People get up. They encourage
Yeah.
people to dance.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
encourage people.
it was never rowdy either.
No,
That-
it was
it was
never
just
rowdy.
maybe disruptive to what they were used to.
Used
to,
right, right.
You know,
Yeah.
because everybody had a good time and
Yeah.
you know, was that?
And but yeah, so it's
I
a
mean, that's
long.
the whole thing with us. We're fun. We're upbeat. You know, we want
Right.
kids to come up all the time, but
Yeah. Involve people.
squashed it.
But that brings us through. So and we have done. There's a bunch of different venues we've done over the years that have become pretty consistent. You know,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we did stop Euclid Township, right? Because we don't have. a
Yeah,
connection
because
to it.
Fagan
Bill
quit.
Fagan. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of.
We were supposed to do it last year or something, weren't we? Or
Yeah, something.
got canceled for something,
Yeah.
COVID, I guess.
But there's a bunch. Count Township, right? We do that.
Yeah. That's coming up. Miller Park.
Yes.
Next.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
We
the
had-
gazebo, right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good
We
one.
had Kimberton, which we didn't do this year, but we are actually doing their arts festival.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Music and Arts Festival in September. I
Oh,
think
what's
it
the
is.
place? Montgomeryville, the place where George.
Oh yeah,
George.
where we all
We all- do you
almost
remember
got-
the psychotic woman
Yeah,
at
oh,
Montgomeryville?
yes, of course.
I mean, in fairness to her, we should have played outside.
The rec center.
Yeah, and
Yes.
this woman was like, just everybody who entered the building, she complained to them.
Yeah.
She's like, these guys are playing inside. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And I said, I can't believe you're making this much of a big deal over a free concert.
Yes.
She goes, honey, don't you think you're that? Don't you think you're all that? Because you're not. And then Dennis comes over and starts like trying to pull me away from her, and I'm like,
I saw he was getting in
He
that.
was getting his Irish blood up.
Yeah, he was getting the Irish assassin.
Yes. That would be great. Lady, don't you know I'm the Irish assassin?
I said, if you don't like it, that's fine, but stop telling people not to come into the building because you're upset.
It's weird.
And I was just like, and then I wasn't taking into account that she might have been psychotic, which is probably more. There was more of a mental illness involved. I think.
Nobody-
But at that time, I was just like,
Yes.
you know, like,
You were going for it.
She was very aggressive. I mean,
You were getting like. I saw you like that with the guy from Anthony's. I remember the first night. I have the email right here. You want to see it? I can't believe you're breaking my balls. I got the email right here. You read it? You said 9:30. 9 o'clock.
That guy was
you
like
said
3
9 o'clock. No, 9:30. I got the honest one. I can't believe you're doing this to me. I got the email right here. You want to see it? He didn't want to see the email.
I want to see Ed get so upset that he actually just goes into an Irish brogue.
Start speaking
the
Gaelic.
thing was, the guy was sitting down and he started to stand up and he was huge. And then I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting into this.
yeah,
you know?
now you're dealing with Tony Soprano. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, maybe I need to cool off.
I saw him.
Maybe I was going through some stuff back then, but I'm okay now.
No, you were right. That's
Yeah.
why.
You were right.
Well, I paid for the poster because he's like, if you could make some, make a
Yeah.
poster, some advertisement, and that's why I was so insistent all the time. Because I'm like, look on the poster that's the one I showed you.
Believe you're broken my balls.
Because everybody's coming up, going, when are you guys going on? When are you guys going on? I don't know.
Oh man. So that gets us to the end of our roast report somehow discussion.
Yes,
Somehow.
folks, we're happy you go on this
How
journey
do we get
along
on
with
to
us.
Anthony's?
We were talking Ed Mount getting into his Irish.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm reformed now. I'm much better. Now.
No, I don't want you to be that. That part of you doesn't need to reform.
But it's
No,
funny,
right.
Yeah,
But
but
don't
later-
stay there.
It's funny though.
When that
later
does
on,
happen, you should go into an Irish brogue because that'll just calm you down.
Like the
Oh,
girl,
Jeebers, what are you doing?
the girl at PJ Henry's. Oh yeah, you want to send to me? I'll get you thrown out of here.
she went, F you. I was like, F me. You're out of here. Get her out of here. Because I learned from the best. I learned from you. Sandy, throw her out. Who, her? Yes. All right, you got to go. You got to
Oh
go.
man.
And Matt yells, don't touch the shit. Like after she's getting kicked out. Because she was doing something with the iPads. Don't touch the shit.
Oh my god. All right. That brings us to the
End of the
our
roastery
part.
segment.
It's time to go to this month's song from the set list, where we talk about a song that's a classic in the Chico's Vibe
Yes.
repertoire. And
25 years.
go. And I think
More than that,
Yeah, more than
I
that.
think the preface for the choosing the song from Dennis Chiquino was, I'm picking Runaround Sue because I hate it so much.
Oh, yeah. I used to enjoy the song, like listening to it.
It's a good song.
Yeah,
It's just,
it is. But after you play it, every frickin' gig, and even like on little gigs, people want to hear it.
Anyway, so Runaround Sue was the #1 song in 1961 by Dion,
Yeah.
whose full name was Dion DiMucci. It was not Dion and the Belmonts, which is what I thought it was. He had split with the Belmonts
By that time?
by that time,
no
1961.
kidding.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was always advertised as Dion and the Belmonts.
It's just plain old
Just
What did he
Dion.
do as Dion and the Belmonts then? Teenager
Teenager in Love. That's the only.
Did The Wanderer come out
The
before?
Wanderer was after, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
no kidding.
So we all kind of know Dion and the Belmonts because
How
it's a
about
great name. but it's-
anybody here see my... What's Dion?
Abraham Martin and John. That's yeah.
That's later on.
much
Dion,
later,
Yeah, that's one of his top 10 hits.
Yeah, that's a good
Always
song.
jumping the gun. Always.
He's in the future. We're in the present.
That's right. A couple things about Dion. Dion was there the day the music died. Did you know that?
No.
He was fourth on the
present?
bill.
Oh, he was at the show?
Yeah,
The
he
gig
was.
that they were flying to.
Yeah, and he did not he decided not to take the charter that they took.
Yeah.
And the reason was the cost of the charter was the same dollar amount as what he remembered his parents paying for rent, for a month's rent in like their
Oh, Lord.
Bronx apartment.
Ah, wow.
So he, in his brain, he was like, I can't pay that much.
I can't do that. Yeah.
And he decided not to do it and take a bus.
Oh,
so he
kidding.
wasn't
They
on the way.
charge those guys?
That's
like
like
the
I
cop-
guess there was a charter flight that they decided to take there.
Yeah. Well, those 3 guys, I guess they regret that.
Yeah. And then Dion was one of only 2 American rock stars on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Like
Yeah,
the
is he
last
on there?
one.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Yeah. And the other one was
I think
it's a tough one. It's not what you would think.
the guy from the Turtles.
No.
Damn.
Bob Dylan.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
It's gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
I think Elvis was supposed to be on, but the colonel wouldn't give permission.
Oh.
Yeah.
That may be how Dion got on. I'm not sure. I read a Wall Street Journal article about how the song came to be written. So it was one night in 1960. He was at a birthday party in the Bronx for a friend named Ellen. So it wasn't Sue that started the song, but it's a big party, but nobody had brought any instruments. So they were kind of singing songs, and to do background for a song, Dion came up with that, and then that stuck in his head. And he's made up some lyrics for his friend's birthday.
Right.
And then eventually he went to a friend of his, and they co-wrote, and they kind of changed the lyrics. They thought about a girl from their old neighborhood that did run around,
Right.
whose name wasn't Sue, but then they knew somebody else named Sue. So it's a
Wow.
conglomeration of 3 different
It's
women.
like we should be using pseudonyms also here instead of
Yeah.
pseudonym the right name.
Yeah.
A fake name.
What do you wanna
instead of-
be?
Instead of
Right.
no, instead of saying Mike.
Oh yes, we can have Matt dub in names.
Oh my God! Remember when we
And
had
then remember-
Richard
Yes.
when he was on sound, and then Richard totally got in that guy's face, and Richard.
Yeah, remember when James?
Left the gig unharmed.
That stinking,
Oh my goodness.
and that stupid nice lady at Rose Tree.
Matt's back there like, they don't pay me enough for this. Oh man! So the song reached number 1. It was Dion's only number 1. There were a couple that got the number 2, but and for the year 1961, it was number 46, like the Hot 100 for the year.
Yeah,
1960.
right.
And you know, I like to run through. Well, what were the other top songs for the year?
61.
61. So it's pre-British invasion. It's a interesting time. Number
My
1.
boyfriend's back. He's gonna save my reputation.
It might be on the list, but it wasn't top 5. I've only had the top 5 written down. Number 1 was "Tossin' and Turnin'"
Ah,
by Bobby Lewis.
Bobby Lewis.
We tried that once.
We did it in
Yeah,
Hope.
we used to do it a lot.
Did we do
But
it?
it
a
had
lot?
that verse up front that we never did.
How'd the verse go? Good.
I can't even remember now. There's something with the sheets. I know that was.
Uh-oh.
It had something to do with. I can't remember because then it just kicked in with. I couldn't sleep at all last night. But he had this verse up front that was.
Because I pissed in my own sheets. Something brown down by my foot. I hope it ain't the poo.
It's got some cool lines in
know?
that song. Like
Yeah.
the father telling him, your dad ain't know something. Your dad's pretty hip. The dad telling his son, he knows what you're doing out there.
Shouldn't ate chili
I
before I,
like
went
the
to
horn
bed.
riffs in that song is pretty good.
Yeah, right.
We're bringing it back. We're doing it in Rose Tree. Putting that in.
Number 2, "I Fall to Pieces" by Patsy Cline.
Oh, great
that's
song.
a nice song.
This is
yeah.
1961.
61, yeah.
Wow.
Great.
Number 3, I'm going to say the name. You're going to be like, I don't know that, but then you do. It's called "Michael" by the Highwaymen. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Seriously, number 3 for the year 1961. Because I was like, Michael, what the hell's that?
I always thought that was
My name
Turn
is
Around. What was
Michael.
it? Turn Around.
Oh,
band?
the yeah.
Turn around bright.
No.
No, not that. Yeah, the one we had
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
Some stupid.
Wasn't that where you were going to stroll with the guitar? Turn around, turn around.
Look at me.
No, not look at me. What was the name of that band, Parky?
They were a folk group.
Matt, look it up.
Come on, Matt. That's
Get on that.
Turn Around by Folky Group.
Kingston Trio.
Might have been, Ed.
Number 4.
Number 4. Just trying to help.
Kumbaya. Since you're doing a Michael Rotherboda show.
Number 4 is Crying by Roy Orbison.
Oh.
You gotta know that. Number 5 is an Ed Mount favorite.
Uh-oh.
Runaway by Del Shannon.
I do love that
I'll
song.
tell you, it's a pretty good year so far.
Yeah, and that's all I wrote down. Is the top 5.
Top 5. Who you got, Matt?
So there's a Kingston Trio song called Turn Around.
That's
That
the
must
one.
be it.
Yeah, the only other one that came up was Harry Belafonte, which
No,
I
that's
don't
you,
believe is
Ed.
the one.
Kingston Trio. You
You
got
played in
it.
the background while we talked. No, just kidding.
They also did a version of Sloop John B, which is horrible. I mean, you know the Beach Boys
is
Yeah.
incredible.
so
yeah.
great.
I love that.
You got to listen to that other.
It's a good summer song.
All right, move along, Parky.
All right. Yeah, so Dion had 11 top 10 hits in total, including Runaround Sue, which was number 1, Teenager in Love, The Wanderer, Abraham Martin, and John, which you talked about. Eventually, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989. Oddly enough, there was another top 20 cover of Runaround Sue in the 70s. Do you guys remember Leif Garrett?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Leif Garrett.
Was
did
made
a-
for dancing all night long.
Right, that guy.
I don't know if you can find Leif Garrett's cover of Runaround Sue.
His
It's not
drummer,
bad.
his drummer was from Ardmore, Ricky Sexton.
Well, that's the best part of the cover because it's.
Ricky
those
Sexton.
70s, you know the Star Wars disco?
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
had those kind of drums in it.
My boy.
I'm doing this version from now on.
We need to have Brian Farr do that every day.
My
Yeah.
buddy Sexton ended up like, he was out on one of those highways. Way up in
It's
the
not going to
hills.
go well.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good.
I don't know if he drove off the cliff or smashed into a side of a mountain or something, but he died. Boom.
That's horrible. And it,
I'm just saying. I mean, the guy was from Ardmore. He had a couple guys, some Bello, we had a lot.
He went exactly where I hoped he wouldn't go.
did you ever see the Debbie Downer skit on SNL? Everybody's like talking, and she's like, "Oh, must be hard running Disney this time with all the terrorist attacks." Oh, guys, I just found out I have osteoporosis.
All right, next, Parky.
Well, then we get into the song itself, which is a very well constructed song
Yeah,
because
very
it
well
starts off with the
Yeah,
The
kind
slow
of
intro.
rubato intro.
and it even
yeah.
starts with "Here's my story," which makes you want to hear
Yeah.
the story, sad but true, and it's just great arrangement,
Yeah.
great background vocals, and then it became a Chico's vibe.
And
Yeah, it
we
has a
added
nice
the
hook
horns.
to it.
Yes, fantastic.
We added horns.
Yeah.
Rose wrote that horn track.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Two things.
We could sing it for you right now if you want it.
Well, one
Right?
thing I was going to ask Gabby is Gabby always sings in tune. Have we ever done, other than you, have we ever sang the intro in tune? I'm thinking the answer could be no.
It's always just like right there, and then it just falls apart.
I guess in my head every time. Can the audience tell? I'm not sure if they can tell.
They're just anticipating the song. They don't give a damn.
Yeah, that's true. I don't remember doing the song before Chico's Vibe, so I think it's a Chico's Vibe song.
Yeah,
I think it is too.
yeah. I don't think. Yeah,
Which means it could be just from the Chico and Gabby
probably.
Probably, yeah.
songbook,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that washed into Chico's.
It was like
vibe.
road tested and approved.
Yeah.
You know?
So we know talking about the horn chart, we know the horn chart was a Mike Jarreau's written on the way to the gig horn chart, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
you must have demanded that.
I did.
Okay. That was it. You
I
just
said,
called
no,
him and said,
write a horn chart. I just, make it cool. Oh, I'll make it cool.
And it was mainly
Second.
just on the bridge.
Yeah, ba ba ba. Ed's playing the whole time though.
Just
Yeah,
because
the
the sax
sax
player
is
plays,
behind,
yeah. Even though he does it up an octave, I always
okay.
I always thought that sounds too much.
Yeah.
I mean, not to argue with the original recording, but when we do it, it sounds like I'm stepping on
It
you
fits
guys.
better, yeah.
When I'm lower in the register, it's
Yeah.
more
Oh,
complimentary.
sounds good what you
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come
So,
on, Ed.
so here, dumb question. That riff at the end. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I don't think Jerose wrote that. I think you did that, and then we all started to do it.
It was
Every time I played, I'm like, where did this come from?
it was it was a figure that I played that I made up, but I did it every time because I just
Okay.
liked
And
it.
it
And then
stuck.
as a joke, Matt would play it because it was one of those things that I did every time.
And
Matt
now we all
played it,
do it.
and then
Everybody
you joined
did
in, and everybody did it. Now we just
When
do
I
it.
joined in, I'm like, I forgot the chart.
Because even like both of our guys are not the original trumpet players. They both play it at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
It fits nicely.
That's very cool.
I didn't know that, Ed. That's pretty cool.
Do you remember the moment you went from loving the song to hating the song?
Oh, probably after the first year somewhere.
I was going to say probably after the second time we did it. Yeah.
I think as soon as you see it works, you're like, I hate this song because I'll have to play this every gig for the rest of my life.
I mean, it worked.
That's like that. I would never want to be belong to a club that would have me as a member.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's working. We start the here's my story, and people love it.
Yeah,
like you
know
don't-
that
Or
song.
ready to dance. They're ready to hear that intro. They're ready to
It's like you don't want to give away trade secrets, but it does. And it was the first thing that popped in my head at the Villanova thing we just played because it was like we started slow, like you should, and some couples would come out,
Yeah.
but as soon as that chord and you do that, here's my story,
Yep.
it's that, boom, they start coming right out.
That was
It works.
that wedding turned wild. I mean, from the talk about the one we
I was
did
talking about
Saturday?
Villanova,
talking
but
about
then
Oh,
the
Villanova.
reunion.
that was the first one where I saw people were like, it's time to dance.
Yeah.
Like,
And
almost
so,
like it's
so people know we played Villanova. It was all class reunion, but it's every 5 years.
Every 5
We
years.
are we are the house band
Yeah.
for Villanova's all. We are kings of Villanova at
That's
that time. It's kind of crazy because people
Yeah.
from 5 years before are like,
Yeah.
we came to see you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But then we played a wedding this past weekend. Fantastic wedding. I think they were 17 and 18.
What was the name of the place?
She looked 14.
Wybrook Farms.
Wybrook Farms.
Yeah.
Just unbelievably beautiful.
It was
Wybrook
beautiful.
Farms.
Seriously.
And just a great family.
And
They did. They knew all the tunes.
I
They were
think-
saying.
Yes.
They were mouthing the lyrics, and
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
The girls were like they were in that 18 to 21-year-old range or something. They shouldn't have known any of the songs. They knew them all.
It kind of reminded me when I remember doing 2 proms. And
One
both
was-
proms, I'm like, this is gonna be a disaster.
I remember the prom we played down in New Jersey. What other one did
it
we?
was.
Oh, you don't remember the O'Hara prom? That O'Hara prom
O'Hara
was
one.
just it's at Drexel.
It was at Drexelbrook. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Because I remember
now.
the O'Hara prom
Yeah.
because my daughter was a senior at Prendy at the time, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, a couple of my friends are going to that O'Hara prom." I'm like, "Did you tell them that I'm playing?" She's like, "Oh God, Dad, no."
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But the O'Hara, both proms were
They were
was
great.
One was
fantastic.
I couldn't
Lenape.
believe
You
it.
say it Lenape? Lenape.
What?
Lenape. That was the prom.
It was
I was going to go
Lenape.
Lenape.
Lenape. Oh, I didn't know if because it's Native
Indians.
American. Do they say it Lenape?
No,
I have no idea.
That's the correct way to say it.
Yeah.
We all say Lenape.
Lenape.
Do you remember Lenape Park? Not to go
Yes.
off on
Yeah,
that.
we
I
went
do.
there for
Lenape. Lenape.
we went
Lenape.
there for altar boy picnic and safety picnic in St. Dennis.
At Lenape Park.
That sounds like an album name. Altar Boy Picnic.
I was like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, no, don't go there. I'm like, oh.
Hey, close that door.
Luckily, there's never been any stories to come out of St. Dennis
No.
about that
no.
stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Well, that's because Jimmy Friel in there would yell at
that
you.
guy.
He would yell at you.
Father Get's going to hear about this.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So Runaround Sue was just like the song you could throw in, and boom, it's going to create, excitement.
And Runaround Sue is followed by Geb's favorite moment, which we've talked about before on the podcast. When it ends,
And I just hear.
it's like a Pavlovian deep dread.
I'm like, oh.
But so there are some classic Sues over the years who have, that we sort of sing that to embrace that.
Some have purple hair. Some I'm married to.
Yeah. And then Sue Boyd Gillespie, McClellan.
Yeah.
I got them in the wrong order. Yeah. And then there used to be a guy who got up and sang that with us several times, but he would sing "Run Around Sheila." No.
Oh yeah. Who was that?
Hopefully he's not a
remember
podcast
that.
listener because it has disturbed me.
If anybody knows who that
I
was,
don't
please
remember
call
that.
in.
Well, the one time Chris McCord was playing guitar, and we were on a gig, and you're like, "Yeah, whatever song you want to do, whatever I want to do." And he goes, "Here's the story on that," and we all looked at each other like, "That song?
That's the song you want to do.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yes, that was
Well, I'm
actually
thinking-
at Villanova.
Because I'm like, this could be anything. This
Oh,
could be
the
really,
Villanova
at the
Mhm.
picnic.
And I'm like, you
I remember
picked that?
Yeah.
It's like you're this amazing musician, this guitar master, and that's what you pick.
It's like I go to Ortlieb's and then I sit in on Sweet Caroline. I just go.
They ask you what
I'm
you
like,
wanna play.
I'm like, guys, key of G, 3, 4. The guys just like they just pack their stuff up right then and there.
So wait, you know what? So Sweet Caroline
Love you, Chris. Love you.
hasn't been picked as a song from the set list yet.
Uh-huh.
No,
But I always wondered what triggers him to say, and now we're gonna do Ed Mount's favorite song. Did
don't
you
know
tell
where
him
that-
at some
I
point?
think it's because I start. It's the
Couch
I
problem.
started.
So you didn't
Yeah.
go to him and say,
So
can-
he just started saying that, and then I forget where we were, but we went on break, and it was, is that really your favorite song? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not.
I just figured because I know how he is. I thought you went to him at one point and said, can we not do this song?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I started saying that because like threw it in one night or something, and just so you guys would know what it was.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
the
but
signal.
I was saying the other day, just in terms of how you like to be mischievous sometimes, and the Monkey song, "I'm a Believer,"
Oh, yeah.
or that break. I'm like, if Ed Dennis sees me not near the trombone, he'll go. When it comes to the instrumental break, he'll go trombone and bass, and I'm like,
Well, this past weekend you
So,
went.
every time we
I'm
do
sorry.
that song, when he gets to that part, I'm holding my trombone because
You
Trumpets!
turned and you went trumpets. I turn, I look. Tony DeSantis is off stage, like walking away from the stage as you're saying trumpets, and Matt's talking to me about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. He's like, dude, Darth Vader's just choking people, and you're like, trumpets, and I'm like, so I started playing, and you started playing,
you started. Like, okay.
yeah, I'm like,
I saw Tony walking away.
and then it was one of those times like sometimes I could see Gabby and sometimes you're in front of him. It was one of those things like you just had this face like that was trumpets. Like, all right, it's like Tony's walking away. And, yo, Darth Vader's choking
That's
people.
him being mischievous.
Trumpets.
Oh man. But I think that gets us to the end of our song from the set list.
Yeah.
Run Around Sue. So, which means we have to
Here's
pick.
my story, it's sad but true.
And you say runs around with every trombone player in town.
But last week it was saxophone player because he wasn't there.
See what he does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have made the sub guy feel good, but you could have made the sub guy feel like
I don't want to make the sub guy feel good. Come on, I want to make it,
Oh, we treat them horrible when you're not there. We're like this guy, we're like we park Gabby's car. Check Yaddish's.
We move Ed close to me and put that guy over there somewhere.
next to the trumpet nerds. Yeah. So we have to pick next month's song from the set list, and I can't remember at all if we had an order. You're the last one to pick.
Yeah.
So I think
So I'm
I think
last.
Geb might be next in terms of picking. But we could just punt and let Matt pick. I mean,
Oh, we could do that.
Matt,
All right, I'm not really prepared for this, but all right, let's see.
to stall for time, to give you, speaking of dubbing in music parts, I'm a big Beatles fan and I listen to Beatles podcasts.
Right.
I'm listening to Beatles podcasts and they're talking about favorite McCartney solo songs. And so they talk about this one song and I guess they can't play the McCartney version, so they play cover. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, I know this voice. And it was the Judge. It was like a big Beatles podcast, and they're playing one of the Judge's YouTube videos for a song, and I'm like,
That's so
you
funny.
gotta be kidding me!
So I'm actually kind of shocked that we haven't done anything by this band yet. So I'll let you guys
Chico's Vibe?
choose. Yeah, I'll let you guys choose which song. But you haven't done anything by Earth, Wind, and Fire as a song for the set list yet. So
We didn't.
Gab, pick an Earth, Wind, and Fire
Can't
song.
believe that.
Well, I guess we'll have to. We'd have to pick
The big.
September.
September.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another one. We started, and people were like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
come
exactly.
to the dance floor. In fact, there's the teenager wedding this past weekend. I thought,
Yes.
we're not, it's a nice day out. They're not going to want to
Yeah.
engage the band. We
And
start
they
September, and boom. They,
Swarmed in. Yep.
Right.
So good choice, Matt.
yeah, for the August episode, you're going to talk about September.
Yeah.
Because we're in the future.
So Matt, I don't know if we're ready for our special guest.
I gave him a warning.
As I give a heads up at the beginning of the podcast, Chico's Vibe has a Vatican connection.
That's right.
Who is just did a tour of Europe, many countries he was in, and he subbed out a lot of Chico's Vibe
Albania.
gigs. Anyway, direct from the Holy Commode. What is it? The Papal Pooper.
The people.
Papal pooper.
For acoustics only. So we're coming up on the 4th of July. I thought it'd be appropriate to have to be regaled, to be serenaded with some patriotic songs. We have with us the doctor who knows no borders, Dr. Ed Jakubowski, direct from the Vatican bathroom. Is he on? Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait. Oh, man.
Oh, we're dialing him up now.
Sort of like the
Ladies and
roast
gen-
vacuum.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. You can tell it's
Pronto.
it's a
Pronto.
transatlantic connection. You can tell.
Pronto.
There you go. Pronto.
How are things over there at the Vatican?
Oh, they're pretty good.
They don't really celebrate 4th of July over there, do
They
they?
don't celebrate,
kinda-
but that's why he felt like he needed to dial in.
I got
And
you.
That's right. I just got back. I'm jet lagged.
well, that kind of ruins the whole shtick. Actually,
Ah.
We'll
we'll
edit
see
that
it.
out. Edit that out. Right now, you're in the Vatican.
You're in the Vatican.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back. So I'm there.
Okay, all right. He's there. Good.
It's a little warm here today.
so I was thinking we could have you, play some military songs, some patriotic songs on trumpet, and then to the extent he wants, Dennis Chiquino, I'm sure, will request some patriotic songs.
Absolutely.
What do you want to hear?
First song I want to hear is Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Well, we didn't plan this. Can you do Yankee Doodle Dandy?
Oh man.
You
The answer's no.
communist.
Play whatever you want.
He's like,
Oh wait, I'm playing that wrong.
uh-huh.
Whoa, I don't know that one.
He doesn't
All
know that one.
All right.
How about the military one?
Yeah, go
There
ahead.
you
Give me
go.
the Marines. There you go.
Which
Yeah.
one's that?
That's
That was perfect.
The Marines hymn.
That's the Marines.
Yeah, there
hymn.
you go. Here, you guys can guess. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's because you don't know which ones they are. Not to call you out, but I know that's why. You guys guess the name of the song.
I'll try to do Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Why don't you tell me?
Well, there's Yankee Doodle Dandy.
For Yankee Doodle Dandy, press
Yeah.
5. Press 5 and
That
star.
was a good attempt. Thanks.
It was.
Press 1 for be kind to your web-fruited friends.
Actually, give us another one, whatever you want.
If you want to hear the Marines hymn.
Oh, yes. the
Air Force.
That's the Air Force song.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. He's writing them
You
down.
win the prize.
He's tattooing them on his arm.
These are all easy ones. You didn't give us the artillery song.
I think he's waiting to do the end of "God Bless the USA." That
Now, here's another one.
Okay.
yes.
The official title. In and out, forward march. It's the
Gotta do
official
the
title is the
high,
artillery
heave,
song.
Artillery song, right?
But
That's the
it's
Army song.
U.S. Army uses that.
Yeah, but you were in the Army, right?
I was.
Yeah.
Here's a tougher one. Here's another one. Ready for
All
this
right,
one?
go.
Go ahead.
Coast Guard.
It's the Coast Guard. Right?
That's called Semper Paratus.
Yes. Woo.
Wow, good one, guys.
That was pretty impressive, Dr. Ed.
Coast Guard, yeah.
Do you have any for the Star Force?
Space Force.
Space Force?
Yes. Can you do Star Wars? Ed? It would make Ed so happy.
I didn't hear Anchors. I didn't hear the Navy song yet.
Oh, that's right. You didn't
Navy song?
Yeah.
Navy.
Anchors away.
There you go. Very good, Ed. Very good.
I think we just lost 50 listeners.
Aye.
Excellent.
So at the Vatican, does the swirl go the other way when you flush?
See, I just did a tour of all of Italy as the ambassador of democracy.
Oh,
yes!
Very good.
The Doctor of Democracy.
Doctor of democracy. Because I was there with, what is it, Trumpet Players Without Borders or something?
Yeah,
Trumpet
Trumpet Doctors Without Borders.
Doctors Without
That's
Which
right.
we know you're a
Shit,
proud
my
member of.
Don't
Yeah.
you guys go over battle zones and drop free plastic mouthpieces out of parachutes?
Absolutely.
Yeah, not that people need food.
Battle
They need,
zones.
But anything else? Do we have any more requests, or should we?
Yeah, give me a little bit of the Stars and Stripes Forever. if we're
Well, that's
talking
a
about
tough one.
4th
Do you
of
know that
July.
one? Stars and Stripes.
A little bit.
Can you play the piccolo part?
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That trombone part. That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Do you know the bridge?
That's all trombone.
No? That sounded like a Herb Alpert song.
John, one more shot.
Wait, we're done the podcast.
Okay. No, we didn't pick the songs yet. We didn't do the songs.
Wait, do we need one more song to take us to the
one more
out for 4th of July?
Yes.
God bless America. You might
Can
as
you do
well.
anything? God bless America.
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 His answer was,
America.
what?
America.
There you go.
There we go. Land that I love.
Everybody join in.
And beside her and guide her
through the night
on
with
the
the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Which reminds me of my favorite. My favorite.
Thank you,
note.
Dr. Ed.
Dr. Ed, hang on a second. My
Dr. Ed,
favorite
hold on a
note
minute.
in all of Chico's Vibe is when Gebby does his "oh" at the end of Sweet Caroline. He throws it in.
Why does Dr. Ed have to hang on for that?
Oh,
Dr. Ed needed to know that.
wait a minute, Dr.
Having
Ed.
me
No,
on, guys.
wait a minute, Dr. Ed. Are you still there? Is he still there, Matt?
He's
still
there.
there.
He's there.
Since you're at the
He
Vatican,
can't hear you, Dr. Ed.
give me one Vatican song. Give me like Panis Angelicus.
What happened to make me a channel?
Oh man.
Come on, give me a tune.
I really gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
Late.
Tunes that the Pope would enjoy.
How would you become the
Ed.
Pope's trumpet player?
Ed, it's a time for novene. Ed,
The Pope is calling me. I gotta go.
You got the word.
Ed, are you in the bathroom again? Ed.
It's in one of the Vatican B-sides.
I think we lost the doc. Our
It's a
translated
Ed.
connection has been cut off.
Oh, it's a shame.
We lost the doctor.
He's in one of the. It's in,
You gotta- That was great. That was the sound.
it was probably the actual note too.
And the other person hung up on you.
That's right. That's right, kids. That's how it used to be on the phone.
Oh my goodness! So the last thing we need to do is talk about if we could pick one song,
Yeah.
one or two, any number of songs that you would like to do in the band,
Yeah,
even
sure.
if we would never do it. There's things that you've heard or someone's told you, things that you know the past
Cool.
month.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Gab because he never gets to go first.
Oh, thanks. There's this is going back to my 80s days, but Thomas Dolby
What?
blinded me with science.
Oh, that's a great
Science!
song. Dun, dun,
Who's
dun.
does Ed get
blinded me
to,
with science.
does Ed get to do the science part?
Or there is another one that I could say. Howard Jones.
So many good Howard Jones songs.
There's the one Phil Collins played drums on it. I can't remember the name of it.
No One Is to Blame.
Yes, No One Is to Blame.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So that would be, blinded me with science.
So, real quick fun fact about
Wait
Thomas
a minute.
Dolby.
Producer Matt has really embraced his new role.
Yeah.
As a-
I'm sitting here looking up stuff for you
Yeah.
guys. So, quick thing about Thomas Dolby. Beyond writing the song
I
"She
know.
Blinded Me with Science,"
he's,
Yes.
he's a millionaire.
he actually made a ton of money
Yeah.
because he created Dolby Sound,
Are you serious?
and he is the creator of the ringtone.
Yeah, I thought he made a lot
sound
of
the
cell phone
ringtone,
money.
The Nokia ringtone was written by him. So
Damn.
So I picked a good one.
Damn
it.
We could do the ringtone.
We could. Ed Mount is cheating a little bit and looking up songs on his phone.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Ed Mount, what do you got?
I can only think of one right now, and I hear it, and it's. We're not going to take it, Twisted Sister. I think people. Would
Oh
go
my
crazy.
God!
That would be
I
great.
I
I think
didn't
if we
see
did
that coming.
Yeah. And I know people don't always like adding horns to songs that don't have horns. You can put horns. in
Dennis
there.
hates
Yeah,
that.
horns.
Yeah.
I've gotten up past that.
Okay.
Was that the video?
gonna do with your
Yeah.
What were you gonna do with your life? This is so great.
Put down
That's
and give me
Niedermeyer,
20.
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Niedermeyer
Yeah.
from Animal House.
Dennis
I think
Chicken.
that song would go over
I'm
great.
picking Dancing in the Street, the Martha and the Vandellas version.
That's
Has
a good
horns.
summer song.
It has horns in
Summer's
it.
here and the time is
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes,
You're
it
not
has
going to
that.
go with the Bowie Jagger version? Or?
No, that version blows.
Watch
Hey,
watch
folks.
that without music. When
Yes,
they do it just
if
the
you-
Hey,
yeah.
oh, that's
If
so
you
great.
ever watch shred videos on YouTube, look that one up.
Shred video.
Shred videos. That's-
It's just it's
Dancing
the
in the Street,
video
Jagger
of them
and Bowie.
two
It's fantastic.
with
Who, Bowie and-
overdubbed vocals. There's no music.
Because they're like in that alley, so you can hear their feet.
And when he
Oh,
spins
it's-
around, when he
it's the
spins around on the
best.
pole, you just hear.
Van Halen do a version
Van
too.
Halen did a version
Yeah.
as well. We're gonna get
Yeah. Which is kind of actually that I like that version.
Yeah, I
It's
like
kinda
that
cool.
version too. Yeah, I'm gonna
Wow.
throw in. Speaking of '80s, "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." Yeah, it's got a great horn riff, but
I tried to do that, but I got laughed at.
by
What song?
him.
Yeah.
How's it go?
Wake me up
Jitterbug.
before you go.
I laughed at you. I don't even know the song.
Did it at rehearsal.
I don't even know the song. That was when they played Stacy's mom at the wedding. He's like, "What is this?" This is a good segue. Our 1 year live anniversary
We'll be
podcast.
arguing the whole time. It'll be fun. We'll be arguing the whole time.
But it is a good time to give people a heads up that we're going to have a 1 year anniversary live podcast. Matt Kelly can explain how we're going to broadcast, and we'll be on Facebook or
Yeah, we'll do. We'll go live to the Chico's Vibe Facebook page. If you've got a YouTube
that's
channel,
cool.
we can go live to that as well, or we can just go to my YouTube channel, whatever, and we can.
We're
People
gonna
can
go on all channels.
Yeah.
people
But
can,
no, what-
people can send in comments.
PBS.
They can, throw out questions. They can be a part of the episode.
Very
so
good,
more
Matt.
info to come. It's going to be in mid August, right?
Yeah, so sometime in August, by the next episode, we'll have a date.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe we could do like a telethon. We'll do it like the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Yes.
We'll have a number. We'll get it. We'll make.
We'll show pictures of Tony.
Right.
Make people feel bad.
We'll get we'll get a total number. And we'll keep flashing that every once in a while.
Oh my goodness. But that's coming up. But we still have episode 12 of the podcast. That's
yeah.
next. And that I think is a wrap
That's a
for
wrap. That's
Yeah.
for episode
Yeah.
11 of the
Excellent.
Vibecast, the podcast
Yeah.
celebrating Chico's Vibe.
Excellent.
All right.
Wait, we got a Herb Alpert trivia.
Yeah, so music cues. The series used several songs by Herb Alpert.
Don't go at me, man.
Spanish Flea was used
Fill
for
me
the
up.
introduction of a
Spanish
bachelor.
flea.
Whipped cream was the introduction of a bachelorette, and lollipops and roses whenever the dates would meet. Others were used after the interview portion when guests were choosing a date, including ladyfingers and lemon tree.
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah.
Matt, was that on mic?